Welcome, everyone, to Awesome Truth, a wrestling book club. I'm your host, Steve Semino, and with me, as always, is my co-host, Walt Schwank. Hey, Walters.
Hello, Steven. How's it going?
My friend, it is going very well. We are back on Awesome Truth, the first episode of the new year, Walt. 1/1/25. We've made it another year on the show.
Yay. Day
Hooray!
one
Congrats! Yay!
of New Year.
That's right, of New Year. And to celebrate this new year, we're doing a watch along of an event we attended, Walt, of a match we attended in Japan at the Tokyo Dome from Wrestle Kingdom 12. We talked about it long ago on the show, shared our experiences, but now we're going to watch along. Of course, I'm referring to the Kenny Omega, Chris Jericho main event. Omega versus Alpha, I believe, is what the tagline was, right?
Yep. This time, a lot less.
Co-main event, I should say.
Yes. This was not the last match.
No.
But less jet lag this time.
Yes, that's true. And lots to discuss. This is a big match in New Japan history. This was really, in a lot of ways, not the beginning of AEW, but one of the things that sort of proved the feasibility of it. And obviously, two of AEW's biggest stars. So let's get started. While you ready to watch?
Let's do it.
This match is on the internet. It's all over the place. We are starting at the bell. So just find the bell and hit play along with us. In 3, 2, 1, go. Wrestling. There's the Bucks, friends of the show, in Kenny's corner, Walt, and there's Kenny looking like $1,000,000, looking a lot younger than he looks now.
Yeah, God, what was this?
This is 6 years ago? 7 years ago. Yeah, 7 years ago. For a few days. It was January 4th.
Right. Yeah, I remember we needed to get back from Kyoto, and trains were like. They were packed. They were sold out in some instances, which kind of screwed up our entire trip to Japan.
And also, I think we didn't understand the concept because we had the rail pass. Anyone who's been to Japan knows if you're a foreigner, you can get a rail pass with basically as like a international sort of deal, and it gets you a ticket on any train. But also, what we realized, and we thought, there are no tickets, there are no seats, we're screwed. What you eventually figure out is you can stand on those trains. They don't care. It's just, they just sort of don't. That's just not the way it normally goes. They assume you want a seat. And if you say, no, I don't care, they'll let you stand. So we stood and we got back and we got to watch this match.
Yeah. After a little conveyor belt sushi. And pro tip, you go to Wrestle Kingdom, you go to the nearest 7-Eleven and grab the tallest beers. Not only will they allow you to bring in outside beer, they'll pour it into a convenient styrofoam cup for you.
That's right.
And give you a little koozie, six-pack.
Were we planning to sneak those in, or did we know about the cups at that point?
That's a great question.
We must have been looking up what someone must have read, or I must have read, or somebody on Reddit that the beer rules were different at the Tokyo Dome. We must have had an inkling that there was some kind of sneaking in policy.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know why we would have thought, in Japan you just drink wherever you want, but maybe that was a thought.
Regardless, the reason I think we brought that up, Walt, is because we were both very drunk by the time we got to this match. So it was a busy day, a fun day, a long day, but a busy one for sure.
I was gonna say this is a long show too, so
it was. This is the one day mega shows. I'm very glad those are the thing of the past. Those were a terrible idea by the time we got to this point.
Honestly, this podcast is going to be more about our time in Japan than it is going to be about the wrestling match itself. But,
we should note, though, I mentioned Kenny looking great. Chris Jericho obviously looks so much better.
So much better. But there's going to be a lot of pro tips for if you ever do go to Wrestle Kingdom and you ever do attend a New Japan show in Tokyo Dome. Yeah, this actually is like a pretty good podcast for that person.
Yeah, that's true. Absolutely.
More value than watching this 7-8-year-old match.
But really, this was just, this is one of the first Wrestle Kingdoms, I think, explicitly aimed at the Westerners, at the international audience, meaning non-Japanese audience, because it had always been a huge show, or is becoming an even bigger show, but it was definitely a show full of Japanese wrestlers, full of New Japan wrestlers doing New Japan things. And so this is one of the first times they said, not only are the Bucks going to be on it, not only is we're going to get a Cody appearance and a few other random people, but we're getting explicit, we're getting Jericho's coming over. We are trying to expand beyond our previous horizons.
Yeah, I mean, this really planted the seed for AEW in many ways, the same way that All In did too.
Yeah, because I remember this was a huge hit. Whoa, Jesus, Kenny. That was wild.
It's weird that Kenny is on the shelf for so long. I mean, with
Yeah, well, I can't
moves like
believe it. I wonder what went wrong. What issues he had and why.
his 80-minute matches he would do consistently.
We
And
said the timing here is really great too, well, because as you're probably aware, Kenny just came back to AEW.
yeah, right.
And is
Perfect.
teasing a feud with Okada. I mean, teasing. I wouldn't even go. It's literally, they're probably going to feud. They're probably going to wrestle in LA in March. So
But Kenny announced he's coming back for the Wrestle Kingdom too, right?
did he really? I
Does he
actually
play someone there?
I have no idea. What Wrestle Kingdom are we up to? We're up to 17. Is that right?
Is it? No, because this is 12 in 2008, so we're at very least
Oh, we're past
19, right?
Let's see. What is the Wrestle Kingdom we're looking at? We are looking at 19, which is happening in a few days, obviously. And the matches include. I'm going to just do ones with guys we care about because there's a lot of. Honestly, the New Japan roster is very unknown to me at this point.
Yeah.
But we do have. No, Kenny is not on the card. Zack Sabre is the champ right now. Didn't know that.
Right.
Good to know.
I knew that. I did actually know that. Yeah.
Takahashi versus Naito. I think this is the Takahashi goodbye tour starting, or at least is ongoing. Something like that.
Is it Sabre Jr. versus like
Umino?
Evil?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. First night, and then the second night is
you're right.
Zack versus Ricochet, right?
What is the second show called? Wrestle Dynasty?
Should just be Wrestle Kingdom Night 2.
It only says matches. I'm exposing my ignorance at this point. Finlay has a match.
To be fair, this is the last Wrestle Kingdom I've watched too, so there's been 7.
The next show is called Wrestle Dynasty. There we go. The next night is a different. So Wrestle Kingdom is the first night. Wrestle Dynasty is the second night. That does feature Kenny Omega versus Gabe Kidd. It features Claudio. It features David Finlay and Brody King. It features the Bucks of Youth, Mercedes Moné.
So effectively like Forbidden Door.
Yes. Really, it's the second night is basically Forbidden Door, and the first night is basically New Japan matches.
Right.
But you're right.
So
Kenny is back. So Kenny will be returning, I believe, to the ring at Wrestle Dynasty.
Cool.
So hooray. Good for him. It's a better, I will admit AEW is not drawing my interest lately, but as most fans certainly know, not only will Raw be on Netflix, but AEW will be on Max now. So instead of having to load the TBS app, which I never do, I can go to Max, which I sometimes do. So it's like, I might actually watch AEW now.
Yeah.
Or have it on in the background maybe while I do other things, while I talk to my wife or something, read a book.
Are you really talking to your wife at that point if you're watching wrestling?
I mean, I think I'm more likely to talk to my wife because I do not need to pay full attention to wrestling.
That's fair.
So what are your memories of being in the arena for this match? Like it was the second to last match on the card, right? So we were pretty drunk by this point. I remember this, I will say. I can admit this now, the time has gone by. I remember this way more than I remember the actual main event.
Oh, me too. It was a struggle because between the beers that we brought in, and then also pro tip, if you go to the Tokyo Dome for Wrestle Kingdom, they have these vendors, what I call the beer snails, where they have this giant like keg on their back and they run around to each person's seat and they refill your cup for like money, obviously. But like, it's not just like this guy that's like, beer here. It's like a little like tiny like Japanese woman with like a giant keg on her back, and she's just
I don't remember that at all. Wow.
I hit up the beer snail a few times, which is probably why I was falling asleep for the main.
Yeah, it wasn't for lack of enthusiasm. It was just for overall exhaustion from a 10 match card.
I mean, I don't think I recovered from the jet lag at all.
No,
trip, so.
We didn't sleep well. We went out a lot. We bounced around. We had different, rooms and build. We were all over the place, as one should be in Japan. But I don't think we got a lot of shut eye.
No. And also, let's just.
Oh, that was really good. Jeez.
Yeah, this is a no DQ match, which is rare for like a co-main in Wrestle Kingdom.
Yeah, that's right. Because that's if I remember correctly, is the general New Japan style is sort of like an AEW don't ask, don't tell thing, right? Like but this one was explicitly like no holds barred, basically, right?
Right, which is why they spent an extended period of time out of the
because
ring.
they take countouts seriously too. So they had to sort of get around the fact that New Japan strives for some sort of reality in their matches.
Right. Also, Jericho doing a 40-minute like 5-star Tokyo Dome match was probably not in the cards. He's like in his 50s at this point, right?
Yeah, I
Late
believe
40s.
so. I would imagine late 40s at least. This
Yeah.
was I think this was, I mean, obviously this is pre-AW, but this is sort of the tail end of like Jericho looking real good. Because I remember when around the end of the 2010s, it was like, oh man, Jericho looks amazing. Like, oh my God, this is wild. And then at a certain point, it's like, okay, Jericho's kind of getting flabby, like, no big deal. And then at a certain point, it was like, oh, Jericho's looking, like an old man,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
not looking as good as he
Right.
once did.
Yeah, which like at this point, like is totally understandable. Like
Yeah.
We're all not Billy Gunn. Like, you
No,
know,
very few Billy Guns out there. And it
guy in
was
his
more
60s
it was
looks
more that he set the bar so high, I feel like, when he sort of came back all hot. Because everyone's
right.
like, holy shit, or came back lean as hell. And everyone's like, whoa,
Ooh.
Jericho, whoa, damn.
Yeah, that power bomb was pretty
Vicious.
yeah, I remember that. That was the one where in Foley's book he was like, Vader powerbombed me on the concrete, and I like wished my kids and wife like prayed that I'd survive this, and then he gets thrown off the Hell in the Cell
Yeah.
shortly later in the book, where it's like, okay, well that powerbomb on the concrete would probably take 10 times over,
It's so
but
bad. It just looks. It's one of them. It still looks good. It's not one of those spots that has been done to death, and you sort of lost it. There's no reason to do it anymore. But like I imagine it's done enough that the pain it causes might not be worth the response you get.
exactly, yeah.
But it's vicious.
This is where Jericho's taking
Oh
pictures.
yeah, this is great. This is a famous moment. Oh, there you go. Look at that. I remember he played this up so well too. Like,
Yeah,
again, this was all novel as hell. Like, he seems like a WWE guy for life. So when he started doing all this, I feel like he really did open a lot of eyes. Like now he's just, you know, I wouldn't say hated, but I would say broadly disliked by the community. It seems just, his shtick is probably worn a little thin. But 7 years ago, like this was we hadn't seen anything like this from a guy like him.
yeah. I mean, this is pretty. Yeah, this whole run was pretty fun.
Yeah, he basically bet on himself as a 50-year-old man that he could, still be a big star and golf on his own. He didn't need Vince, he didn't need WWE, and he was totally right. And now it's just sort of kind of like I wish you'd go back.
Yeah, yeah.
I
I
think
feel
we
like
could
WWE is the
all,
perfect place for him. Yeah,
yeah, we'd all love for you to go back and sort of have a goodbye tour over there, where just to freshen
yeah,
things up a little bit at least.
yeah. We're kind of treading water. He's kind of put over the half of the mid card at this
Yeah.
point.
I feel like he alternates putting everyone over and then quote unquote burying them, So you can't really
Right.
tell which side. Should we be mad at
Yeah.
him for like wasting time in these feuds? Should we be mad at him because he's not giving guys the win? Like it does seem. I feel like he can't make anybody happy at this point.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how many. What's his win-loss record against Hook at this point? Like, he's like 2-7. It's like, okay, so have we really put him over? Like, what does that
Yeah.
even mean at this point? You've faced him 20 times.
Yeah, it just looks. It's just not. He's doing the best he can, and he seems like he's trying to reinvent himself. And like like you said, he's fighting a lot of random guys. It seems like, but it's just it's a long time to be just doing slight tweaks on the same character, and he's a workhorse. Like I feel like he doesn't even take time off. Like he's out there seemingly every month doing something new, and I think it's just we can all when a guy does get hurt, the only perk sort of is for the promotion and the fans is we all get to sort of take a break, and when you come back, it's terrific.
Right. I mean, like, the Sting run is so ridiculous. But quietly, this Jericho run is like a modern marvel. Like,
Yeah.
how is he not hurt?
It's
You know what
like
I mean?
it's a quantity over quality run,
Sure.
which is just less. We're more likely to look back in a couple of years and say, "Man, it's wild he did this for 6 years for them," as opposed to now
Yeah.
where like 6 years of Jericho. Jesus,
Right.
move on.
6 years. Jeez.
Love that line salt though.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Looks
Pretty
doing
crazy
good, like you
he
said.
could do that.
Let's see how old he actually was here. So it's 2018, and right now he is 54. So he was 48.
Okay.
Four,
Still
no,
prime.
40, 48. Yeah, 40, 47 actually.
Okay.
So Pretty good. Not a spring chicken by any means.
And Kenny's got to be in his 40s now too, right?
Kenny Omega is 41.
Wow.
He was in the prime probably. Jericho
Around
was
here, yeah.
wrapping up the prime. So
Yeah. We might have seen the best of Kenny at this point. I don't know what we're gonna get. That's like anything left is kind of just nice to have because like he was on the shelf for so long.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think everyone just wants to see another Okada match, an Ospreay. Like, they want to just, not that he's going to retire anytime soon, but I think everyone would really like one more fun run,
Yeah, I mean, just give us a bunch of AEW dream matches. Give us the AEW version of the Meltzer 20-star like Okada match. Like that'd be nice.
Yeah, there's new guys too. Like it's not a totally turned over roster, but it's close. So
Yeah.
there are a ton of new guys from the face that would be pretty exciting. So it's a good, like I said, it's if they're not going to do an off season, which I get that that's not a thing that's probably ever really going to happen. The injuries really do serve a benefit, just like an external benefit for everybody. Like it's just, I mean, think about how many like super anecdotally, but how many like top 10 returns videos there are on YouTube and stuff. Like that's what there's not top 10 matches on fucking Raw every week, like so there's not top 10 guys who kept like Seth Rollins who until now he's hurt, but like guys who kept wrestling despite everyone wanting them to stop wrestling.
Yeah,
that's not really how it goes. So
right, I mean, yeah, Kenny should not be wrestling on Wednesday. I'm sorry.
No, it's totally they've a deep enough roster as is. Adam Copeland is back. Like they got guys out the ass,
Yeah, they have Jericho.
Yeah, they have Jericho. They have Hook. Like you said, they got everybody. They got the whole gang. Oh, is that a Lion Tamer or is that a Walls of Jericho? That's a Walls, right?
I mean, the Tamer, I think, is the one where you put the knee on the head, right?
Yeah, or at least you tilt it back so far that your neck is sort of bent,
Yeah.
I do enjoy that there's a distinction now. Like, or I feel like is that a literal distinction or is that a thing that like you and I talk about?
That's a good question. I feel like in AEW at one point he started to bring back the like exaggerated walls or like
Kenny being Healy
or like the one with the knee on the helmet.
Yeah.
Or knee on the not helmet. I'm thinking
the neck.
The head.
Because it just felt like obviously Walls of Jericho for a while just felt like that's what he called the move in WWF, WWE.
Mm-hmm.
It was just like, well, I can't call it the Lion Tamer. I can't, But
right.
but I feel like then it is now there's like a normal version and like I'm trying to hurt you version. Oh,
yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like
is that hairspray?
Like some sort of spray. Yeah, I guess so. Look at that. Why would there be hairspray underneath the ring? I don't know.
Or spray deodorant.
Wow. It's like the ankle lock where you had the regular ankle lock and then like you would put the leg scissors on and that would be like the end game of the ankle lock if someone was getting scrappy with it.
Yep.
That's what they should have been doing with the Lion Tamer versus the Walls this entire time.
Yeah, it is good. It's it's a very I don't want to say modern wrestling because that doesn't really mean anything, but I feel like that is the variation on the finishing move is obviously the variation on the finishing move and the multiple finishing move is such a great that's such a Gunther thing now too. It's like any move can be a finishing move, or I have 4 finishing moves and I'll do whichever one suits the match the most. Like anything like that, any sort of twist on just doing your finisher regular to people is just fantastic nerd shit. I feel like.
Yeah, right. I mean, that's just a good attention to detail. It's like I don't need another move. Here's like the elevated version or like the desperate version.
Or I do my finisher 3 times in a row, like because I'm just trying to put you down as opposed to like it hits you once and it's a death blow. Like I like the idea. It's like no, sometimes you got to do it a lot.
Right.
Sometimes you got to tweak your submission because times are tough.
Yeah. Other times you just get like you're winded too, so you don't hit him the right way. It's like
all that stuff is just it's the littlest thing, but I feel like it really makes a difference. It makes the match something special.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, it's the perfect antidote to like the spam finish too. Like
yeah.
Because when Cena's just AAing you over and over again, it's like. Just do a different like when he does a super A, he's like great, like that's a version of it, like that even that gets overplayed, but like it's something,
Right. Well, I mean, Cena is a bad example because he hasn't been wrestling for years now. But
Yes, and for a decade, he was the
but
prototypical.
he's a good example because that's exactly what he used to do. But it's a bad example because no, people have evolved since
Yeah.
he was the only game in town.
And I feel like sort of in response to that, I feel like that got so boring, right?
Yeah.
I think a lot of people saw that and said, "Ooh." A lot of people saw that and said, "We're not going to do this anymore," because people didn't really like this. It made us a lot of money, but people did not seem to enjoy it.
Yeah, right. Well, Vince didn't really care about what people enjoyed, clearly, for a long time.
He wanted someone to do their finisher, get the clean win in the middle of the ring, and then flex for the crowd.
Yep.
Throw him a hat, throw him an armband. Oh, he's doing the Naito thing, right?
Yeah.
Because he feuded with Naito at one point too, I know. So
it was after this, I believe.
Okay, but he's sort of he's teasing the future feud.
Yes, I guess. I think he's just being a cocky heel.
Yeah, that's true.
But also, I think this did set up a Naito thing shortly thereafter.
Also, I'm sure that I'm the 8 millionth person to say this, but I love the gaggle of photographers in these matches. You know.
Yeah.
They're taking so many pictures. Like I get that, you know, that there's a few of them that like there's certain points you got like they're taking pictures of everything. Like,
yeah.
This match is going even in like the realm of even if you're keeping kayfabe, like this match is going 30 minutes because they're such stalwart competitors. You know, you don't need to take a ton of pictures 15 minutes in. Like you're not missing much.
Right. I mean, is Pro Wrestling Illustrated still like magazine still a thing at this point? What's with all the photos?
I think Japan certainly has more magazines than we do. But yeah, I mean PWI is still they still put out the top 100 list, but is that only online at this point?
I mean, have you seen? I haven't seen a physical magazine in 5 years.
I've seen non-wrestling magazines, but I have not seen a wrestling magazine.
I haven't seen them either.
Yeah. I still get still get Wired. I have a Wired subscription.
Oh, cool.
It came with my digital subscription. So
does that review wrestling matches too, or is that just
not yet? But
okay.
If it'll make them a little more, ooh, what's that suplex called?
Dragon?
Is that Dragon? Okay, that's a good one.
Is that Dragon or Tiger?
It's a classic Kenny one. I feel like too, because he does it like sort of like half one, you know?
Yeah.
He sort of gets you onto your neck as quickly as he can.
And he kind of just falls backwards.
Yeah, that's true. He doesn't like do it. I like that it's not like right, you know, like it's not like a Benoit, you know, monster man, but it's not like it's a suplex like that where like it would be so perfect, you know. He's like, no, I'm just trying to flip you over.
Yeah, I just want you to land on your neck and
be hurt.
Paralysis, yeah.
Now we're getting into the good stuff.
Yeah. I mean, this must have been really refreshing for Jericho. I mean, this match is like, even if this isn't like bad for Kenny standards, this is like great for Jericho standards back then.
And so when I don't know, your timeline knowledge might not be super perfect on this stuff, but when he dressed up like Penta and that was before this, right? That was in the build-up.
Was that All In?
It was all out. Yeah, All In. It was All In, right? Because now they do All Out. Yeah, it was the first. So the first All In was before this, right?
2017.
Yeah, does that sound right? I think Kenny was facing Penta, right?
But was that 2018? This is 2018, January.
Correct.
Were you sure he did Penta? But didn't he? No, wasn't that for against Naito?
I thought he dressed up like Penta.
He did, but was that for Kenny?
Kenny beat Penta at All In. Jericho, I'm just going to look because I'm totally leaving the match. So apologies, match.
Yeah. Well, he's just Jericho's working the chair.
Dressed as Penta.
Did they do a rematch?
It wasn't All In. Weird.
But All In was 2018.
It must have been a build to this thing is going to break my computer. These horrible websites are just disasters.
I'm on my phone right now. It's just a non-title match.
Oh, that's where Jericho. I remember that. That's where Jericho. Remember he posted a picture on Instagram. Like he was doing a what's it called show.
Fozzy, but then he got snuck to the.
Yeah, he like got on a jet plane the second that ended, right?
Yeah.
He was like an hour away, and he like flew in, landed, dressed up a Penta, attacked Kenny, I guess.
Yeah, but
Or did he
then
attack Naito?
I'm pretty sure he attacked Kenny.
But he was facing Penta, so wouldn't that be like, well, Penta's back?
I don't know, man.
I know.
They're all good questions.
I'm gonna look it up. Look it up, Steve Z. Look it up.
Oh, okay. So it was a match that led to a Jericho cruise set up for
I
Jericho
just saw
cruise.
that. Wow. Okay. So, and it was sort of stupid in the sense that I remember that spot.
That was a very gingerly.
Yeah, that was an old man falling into a chair spot, but it still probably hurt a lot, or into a table. It was one of those New Japan tables too, which is like the little thin ones.
Yeah.
It also looks like more sturdy and unfortunate than.
Oh man, that knee is. It's funny because the knee came at him in one angle, and then he fell like an adjacent angle.
Maybe that's why he had to hold himself. He was like, "Okay, I got to make sure I fall the right way here."
Right. Otherwise, it's just gonna go head into the guardrail.
Die.
Jesus Christ.
But yeah. So so this match happens. All the build up to this. Then the first All In, the huge All In. Kenny beat Penta. Lights go out. Penta's back. Beats up Kenny. Turns out to be Jericho, which is kind of stupid, but whatever. It's fun because it was fun because no one thought it was going to happen. But
Right.
And then, like you said, it led to a cruise match.
Yeah. Well,
Maybe. I don't even know if they had a cruise match, but that's in theory. I assume that was the favor to Jericho. Like, if you show up, we'll promo. I'll be in your cruise match, maybe, and we'll certainly do like a little teaser for it.
Will this still happen? The Jericho Rockin'
I don't know. Let's
Rager.
see. It's got its own wiki page.
I mean, like, that's kind of incredible that he came. It's kind of hard to make a cruise.
It is. It seems insane. I don't know anyone who's ever done it. Do you?
I mean, Walt Disney.
There was one in
cruise.
January of this year. Michael Oku. I don't know who that is, but he won the Oceanic Championship.
Good for him.
What else is on? Is this all this year? No, they don't really go into detail on the ones.
All right. I think we're starting the.
We go into the finals. So I can stop looking at this. Yeah.
Ish. Yeah. As much as I want to go through the wiki of every.
Yeah. Now I'm kind of like, oh man, I want to see what else happened to these cruises.
Yeah.
We can always say to our wives and loved ones that as much as nerdy as we are, we've never been on the Jericho cruise. So
that would be immediate grounds for divorce.
Yes, and our friends could leave us forever.
Oh
God. Jesus.
What a silly, dangerous move.
Yeah.
At this point, I was asking my beer snail for my final beer before my big slumber.
Last call before Okada and Night Out and big sleep.
Yeah.
I remember getting home after this was quite a little adventure too.
Was it? I don't remember.
Just corralling all of us drunk people and getting us on the right train and all that in a foreign country was just, was something.
That's true. I mean, I don't know how we did that.
Because if you know, you've been to Japan, we took one cab the whole time we were there, maybe two, but we took trains almost everywhere, and it was really not that hard. But it's just after 10 beers and 10 shows, 10 matches, you need, wow, look at that.
Yeah, we were like, maybe we should get a cab.
Yeah, but then we took the train, if I remember correctly.
I don't remember at all.
I believe we did. Oh, is this it?
No.
No. Oh, no. Pretty smooth counter into an unrelated move.
What is?
Crowd's going nuts.
I just think memories too of being in the crowd and the Japanese fans looking at us, 4 Americans, and then there's behind us was 4 UK fans. The Japanese fans kept looking at what we reacted to. I looked at what they were reacting to. And then meanwhile, the people behind us were just like, yeah, Zack Sabre Jr. I love a good Zack Sabre Jr. Oh, William Ospreay, yeah.
That is 100% true, and I did not think about that, but that definitely is what happened. That's great.
It was quite the sociological experiment.
Yeah, everyone always says that, Japanese crowds are pretty reserved, but obviously it sounds great here. And I remember it being very, very, I don't recall anybody sitting on their hands at all.
Yeah.
I recall being a regular Big Show crowd,
Not to be confused with
the Big Show. Oh, there it is. See, yeah, he's doing it. He's got the tamer.
He better ask him.
He better ask him. Ask him. If he's not saying ask him, he's basically saying ask him.
Being mindful of time, I think we're gonna have to do the sign off with our.
No, we're gonna sneak it. We're gonna sneak it in. We got 8 minutes left. There's gonna be post match stuff. I believe in us. We're gonna get through it. That's some behind the scenes stuff. We're on a Zoom record right now with a time limit because we're cheapskates.
Yep. But damn, the Zoom do a great job with the share screen and all that fun stuff. Sorry, not that we're sponsored by Zoom.
No, we're not. Certainly not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we already did. We already had the One Wing Angel tease, and we had the Lion Tamer. Like, I don't think there's much more left here.
No.
What else is there to do?
I think this is it here.
Yeah, I think this is it too.
He's gonna catch him.
Yep. Oh, knee. Yeah, this is it. I think it's a knee parade. God, Japanese announcers are so good. Oh, that's gonna be your ball game. Oh no! I forgot about that. They were very close.
I remember the end now. I remember the end.
Are we close to it?
We gotta be. So. I think so.
Yeah, there's not. Again, that was fun.
Yeah.
Great way to protect a finish.
Yep.
But even that, I feel like even Jericho doing that's a big deal, right? I feel like most people don't even have the strength to pull that off. So.
Yeah, I guess because Okada in those matches, he never hit the One Winged Angel.
No, I don't know if anyone's ever kicked out of the One Winged Angel.
Good.
Maybe at this point somebody has an AEW. I mean, I'll probably look. I'm not gonna look up now because we're so close to the end. But
can you imagine Hangman has that honor?
Do we remember? Yeah, maybe Hangman might have done it, or just done a version of this, to grab the rope or leg under it or whatever.
Yeah, leg under. God, what a. If you can't get your leg on the rope, then you don't.
Under is kind of bullshit. That's uncount.
Yeah,
you're still
stupid.
Down. Yeah, you got to get it out. You got to show the wherewithal to lift it up a little bit.
Yeah, intentionality.
Yes, very important. Key. There he goes. What is Kenny? What move is he gonna do?
You say missile drop kick? I don't know.
I was also like you don't have a finisher off the top rope, Kenny, do you? Like, what are you going up there for? Pick him up and do your famous finishing move again.
Yeah. Now we're just giving the fans some extra.
Yeah, a little
extra value.
Making Jericho look good too, which is nice. Oh, see, that was fun. You think they're going for the power bomb, but
yeah, but then he escapes.
Yeah, and he does something to hurt Jericho that isn't just pick him up and do the thing you expect.
All right. When he puts the knee pad down early to expose the knee, it's like now you're wrestling like 10, 15 minutes of a match without a knee pad.
Yeah, your knee's getting all dinged up, Kenny.
Yeah. I wonder why he was out for knee-related injury, right?
Doesn't explain the diverticulitis, but...
Oh, is that what he had?
Yeah. I think his knee was also shit, too. I think he had a lot of things, but I believe he definitely had diverticulitis. Oh, he got code broke.
Yeah.
Code breaker's a great move. Like if you were like in real life and you were doing a move to your friends, it's a great move to pull off. Because you can fake it pretty easily too. Oh,
it's a great move to pull up, but you end up eating all the.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that's why it's a good move to do. Like if you're gonna like in say like we used to do in high school, you're gonna give your friend a move in the hallway. If you do the code breaker, they can't get too mad because like all they have to really do is fall down, and you can really take the brunt of it yourself.
Yeah.
You're going to sneak up on him.
We got a 4-minute warning here.
There we go. Photo finish.
Will the match end before the Zoom tells us it's over?
What I'm going to do is I'm going to do the outro while we're watching the end of the match, guys.
Wait. Okay, we're good.
We're good.
Yep, we're good.
How do you know?
Because this is the end.
Oh, do you remember this?
Yeah.
Oh, he does it on the chair. Oh,
Well,
that's a classic.
well, he catches him on the line salt.
That's great.
Oh, and on the chair.
And on the
Wow.
chair. Yep.
Oh, that looked like it hurt.
Yeah, not
One,
great.
two. Awesome truth outro.
Woo! That was a good match, though. That was very fun.
Yeah.
Deserving. I remember, like I said, I don't know if I've ever watched it back in full since we saw it. It was deserving of all the praise it got. Very good.
Yeah. All right. There it
Gimmicky,
is.
but not too bad.
That's the
Yes.
bell.
There you go.
I'm doing a fade out in Zoom.
There you go. If you want more Awesome Truth, you can find our archives at awesometruth.libsyn.com. If you want more new episodes or old ones, subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever podcasts are delivered. We are there. Walt, great to do a watch along with you. Happy New Year. Welcome to 2025. Another year of Awesome Truth coming your way. Very exciting.
Looking forward to it and more watch alongs
And other content probably too. We'll
both.
try and read some books for you all.
Yeah.
We'll do our best.
We'll try.
Thank you all so much for listening. And remember, the truth will set you free.